Drafting the Magic features the thoughts and opinions expressed by Christian Ilton, Eric Pessolano, and today's guest, and do not in any way reflect the views or opinions of the Walt Disney Company or any of its subsidiaries. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Christian from Drafting the Magic. Sorry to interrupt, but we just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for helping us hit 300 Instagram followers over this past weekend, and for helping us recently hit 4,000 listens of this show. This show would not be possible without you. Not following us on the socials yet? Go to Instagram, Facebook, and X right now, and be sure to like and follow. While you're at it, make sure you're subscribed to Drafting the Magic on your podcast player of choice. Liking and commenting on posts, leaving a rating and reviews on our podcast, and playing along with our interactive stories are just some of the ways you can help support Drafting the Magic. Oh, and don't forget, make sure you tell your friends. All right, back to the episode. Back again, Eric and Christian, Drafting the Magic, and this time, Eric, we're going to have a fun episode, but I can't help but notice I'm on a 2-game losing streak again. Maybe that's where we're at.
Today's our first rubber match, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had one in a while.
It's been a hot minute.
I have to be honest with you. When we talked about what the topic was going to be today, I immediately had flashbacks of episode 4, Parades, when I didn't have a lot of picks. And as I went through this list, I don't have a lot of picks here today either.
Good.
But I have a strategy, and I'm going to tell a story with all of my selections, and I really hope that it works out in my favor. So I got to get creative when you have limited availability.
You and your strategies, man. We'll see if it works. Eric, we are so excited to welcome a very special guest judge today. This is Emily Carlson from We Do Disney. Emily, how are you?
I am so wonderful. How are you guys today?
We're doing great. We're so glad you could join us here today. We were talking just before we came on here, and you've never done a podcast before, and you're our second guest judge who's done that in the last few episodes. Tell us how excited you are for this, and don't worry, don't be nervous. We're not live, so we can edit whatever we need to.
Well, I have to tell you, I am very excited. It's like been Christmas, every day waking up and being like, oh geez, a few more days until I get to do this. I even took a shower. Things are just like wonderful. Can't wait.
Wow. We are bigger than I thought we were. Holy smokes. Anyway, Emily, today, the big reason to be excited. We are talking about something that we haven't done a specific episode about this. We've done Disneyland resort drinks, but we have not done what we are doing today. Walt Disney World locations you can get an adult beverage. But let's be honest, Walt Disney World obviously doesn't even compare to Disneyland when it comes to the size, but the amount of places you can get a drink, this is going to be a wild draft.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite topics, and a lot of people ask me all the time, where to get the best cocktails or adult beverages all over Disney, and I just love talking about it. I love doing it too. That's part of the fun.
Yeah. Well, one of our big rules here every week is you have to have experienced it, and boy, have we all experienced it.
Yes.
I won't go any further than that.
Maybe a little too much. Anyway, the other big rule, Eric, this time is that we have to spread the love. We've got to go to Disney Springs with at least one of our picks. We've got to go to a park for at least one of our picks. And we've got to do 2 different picks in the resorts category. The 5th one can be a wild card. Doesn't have to be in any order, but we're spreading the love, Eric.
Yeah, we are. And this one is going to be challenging for me, and I'm going to tell you why. As you well know, I'm a creature of habit. So when I find something I like, I stick with it over and over and over again. So I don't have a ton of eligible selections today, but I'm doing something that I've never done before with my draft strategy. And I hope it works out, and I'll talk about it after I make my picks.
All right. I'm excited. Emily, what do you think of the rule of making it so that we have to go everywhere?
I mean, I think it's fair. And I also think that it kind of gets people out of their comfort zone, right? So, trying new things, trying new places, because you just don't know the potential until you're actually there.
Exactly. And that's why this draft is going to be so much fun, because Erik probably has like 1 or 2 places he's ever drank outside of the parks. We'll see. And Erik, you get the first pick in this one, I believe, because I took Haunted Mansion in the last draft first. So you have the first pick, which is a huge advantage, I feel, today.
You'd think I'd remember who gets the first pick. I was totally going to text you and ask you, hey, which one of us gets to go first? Because I totally forgot. Because we've done a lot of episodes in the last couple of weeks, which is a lot more than we've done recently. Yep. And I totally forgot which one was which. So, okay, I get the first one. Are we ready to roll? Are we going right into this?
I think we're ready to roll. Drafting the Magic adult beverage locations at the Walt Disney World Resort. Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay, here we go. First one. Now, keep in mind, Christian, I have no idea where you have been and where you have not been. We were going back and forth a little bit the other day. As you and I do when we text about these, we vaguely refer to things, but we have no idea because we don't want to give away our strategy and give away what we're going to pick. So I'm basically just guessing here, but my first pick that I love, and I hope you do too, because I know you go in this area every now and again, but I don't actually know if you've been here. So when we talk about adult beverage locations, it's not just about, the beverage, right? It's about the whole experience. And one of my favorite places to go, I'm going to Disney Springs to start things off here with my number 1 pick. And I'm going to Raglan Road to get yourself a beer and enjoy the nightlife over there with the performances they have in the pub. I know Christian's a beer guy, so I wanted to go and grab this first just in case. I have no idea if you've been there, but I'm going Raglan Road at number 1.
Well, I can happily say I have not been there, so that wasn't even on my list. But
I can't chance it.
Regardless, it's a good pick. I want to go there. I've never been able to get over there. Emily, what do you think of Raglan Road?
I think it's a really great place to go, especially if you have kids tagging along, because they're kind of distracted while you're like doing your thing, because they do have, performances there. So that is a really good pick.
Oh boy.
I don't know that it would have been my number 1 selection, but I know it's based on places you've been.
Places we've been, and we've got to try to get it from Erik and I. Like, we got to try to take it, but
and my thought was I had to assume Christian had been there before, and I know he's a big beer guy, so I wanted to grab it before he did. But
that's fair.
Yep, I could have held on to it longer, but I had no idea.
Well, I am going to go, because you went there, I am going to go into the parks first. And I am going to go to a place that I hit every single time I go to the parks, especially this one park, especially our favorite park. And this is a pick I've never been able to take because I don't think it's qualified so far. But I'm going to La Cantina de San Angel in Epcot to get me a margarita. Emily's face tells me that was a terrible pick. Oh, come on. I got to get me a margarita.
I mean, that's where you're going to go, though? I mean, you can go any other place to get a good margarita. La Cava.
Okay.
La Cava?
Yeah, La Cava was good. Yeah, I don't know. I was going for I don't know. Erik, what do you think of this pick before we just move on to round 2? Because that was awful.
So here's the funny part. Okay, I on my list have a margarita location, and I decided between La Cava and La Cantina de San Angel.
All right, then.
Now, thank God I'm not going to pick it because you just did and ruined it for yourself. But I had La Cantina on there, and the reason I had it on there was because, again, entire experience. Yeah, margarita comparison, you're right. La Cava is probably better. Well, not probably, it is better.
Yeah.
But if you're at La Cantina, you're right on the Seven Seas Lagoon. You can watch the show, whatever show's playing that day, depending on the year, depending on the budget. And you have that whole experience, the quote unquote dinner and a show type feel. So thank God.
Yes. But do they have crickets that you can eat?
Well, that's
and they don't have crickets there. They don't have a table that's dedicated to Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's not wrong, but also
see, those are the other things I didn't take into consideration. I went too big picture. But here's
It's a good thing you
Here's
didn't take it then.
I was gonna say, here's the fun part. I can scratch it off my list now. And
Yep, there you go.
I'll do that right
It is
now.
a great place to watch the fireworks, though. I will say that. Definitely.
Yes, whole picture. Yes, sell my pick, Eric. I like that.
Don't have to. She already threw it down. I'm good. Everything's fine. We can move on.
It's all right. I'm going to rally. It's okay. But round 2 goes to you, sir.
All right, I'm going in not the theme park. I'm staying out of the theme park. I don't think this is a place that Christian whether or not he's been there, I don't think it's one of his favorites, but I'm going to take it right now anyway because it's one of my favorites. And I'm going to go to the Tambu Lounge at Polynesian right outside of Ohana because, Christian, we've talked about it. I love Ohana more than I was going to say something that was inappropriate, and I'm glad I backed off of it. That would have gotten me a lot of trouble. I love Ohana, and I love grabbing a lapu lapu before I go into Ohana. Just, drinking out of a giant pineapple is hilarious to me, and I think it's wonderful. So I'm taking the Tambu Lounge at Poly at number 2.
You know that they'll put anything in there too. You
Yep.
can also, if you have kids with you,
Yep.
I mean, I had one of my kids put milk in there because they insisted that they wanted to drink it out of there. So, but
whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, if you mix it up real well, I guess it could, if you scrape off the pineapple off the sides and switch it around a little bit, that's probably fine with milk.
All right. Well, Eric seems to be doing well in this draft. I've never been there. It's fine. Emily likes it. I don't care for it because I've never been there. And this is just moving swimmingly. This is fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine.
But Christian, is it fine? That's my question
fine.
to you.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'll live. I'm going to go in my round 2 pick to a place that I thought you would have taken already. The fact that you went to Disney Springs, maybe you haven't been there yet. But number 1 Disney Springs on my list is Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar over in Disney Springs. It's got all the indie theming. The drinks are phenomenal. The secret little hidden details in there. It's absolutely amazing. You want to talk about a environment. You walk inside that building, you're in a different place. And I've gotten to sit on the patio in the back, which, let's be honest, patios in Florida, not always my favorite thing. Even at 9:30 at night, it's still 100% humidity and 1,000 degrees outside. But it was actually a very enjoyable experience the time I got to sit on the patio as well. Love everybody over at Jock Lindsay's. They know how to pour a great drink. And so Jock Lindsay's somehow goes 4th overall in this pick, but I figured I had to get La Cantina de San Angel out of the way, and apparently that was a stupid decision. But Jock Lindsay's in my round 2, Emily.
I love Jock Lindsay's. Just the whole environment, the ambiance is so fun. And your kids aren't going to know about Indiana Jones, but it doesn't matter because everything looks so cool inside. And the little, there's that little area to the right-hand side where it's like a boat. So cool. Love the drinks there. Everybody's awesome there. Definitely a good pick there.
What I heard is that I have a chance at this all of a sudden. There we go. I'll take it. And Eric, have you been to Jock Lindsay's yet?
The last time I was at Disney World was 2017, and Jock Lindsay's opened in 2018, so I have not been there yet.
Right.
But I have. You were talking about patios and everything like that. The last time I was in Florida, a lot of patios got destroyed because I was there during a hurricane. And actually, it delayed Jock Lindsay's a little bit. It was supposed to open a little sooner, but then the hurricane blew through town, and luckily everything was fine. It just stopped construction a little bit. But I will say to you that it is the number 1 place on my list of places I want to go when it comes to this topic, because of all the things both of you mentioned. So next time I go, when I get off the plane, straight to Disney Springs for me.
Yes.
I'm definitely learning a lot about you guys based on your choices so far. I'm learning a lot of stuff.
I feel
number
better.
1 is like we need to go out drinking.
Number 1 is that Christian likes cheap cocktails, apparently.
Yeah, I've only ever been to Disney World 3 times since I've turned of age. So, and one of the times I was with my family, and there's not a whole lot of opportunities there for us to, no, I'm gonna light that place on fire the next time I go. I'm letting you know that right now. All right, here we go.
Oh,
Yes, I'll pent-up aggression from not being able to go to all these places I want to go to. All right. Number 3, I'm going inside a theme park for the first time. So I'm going with a little bit of variety, as my first 3 picks are in 3 different places. I was surprised at how much I like this place, because I thought it was just going to be a throwaway, oh, we'll hang out there before we get dinner. But I think because of that whole relaxed vibe and just kind of chilling in what feels like the middle of the forest, I love the Nomad Lounge. And I did have a couple of different beverages there, and it seemed to me that anything you get on that menu seems pretty good. So I can't wait to go back and try a few more items, which I'm sure they rotate and change all the time, especially in the last 5 years since I've been there. But I love the Nomad Lounge when I went. So I'm taking it at number 3.
I thought for sure that was going to be one of the first picks, honestly.
See, I know he hadn't been there, so I could hold. That's one I know he hadn't been to, so I could hold on to it for a minute.
Well, you got to go there. I mean, the drinks are amazing. The environment's awesome. It's really small. So you do have to kind of be on top of getting not a reservation, but the walk up. And you can see the little, river parades that go right outside. It's a perfect place to sit, hang out, relax. And they have really good gluten-free churros.
Oh,
I've only heard amazing things about the place. But yes, I have not been there. Whatever.
I didn't get any snacks there when we went, because we had reservations at Tiffin's right afterwards, and I wanted to load up on steak as much as possible, so I just had a couple of beverages. But now that I know about the churros,
they're like, everyone talks about them. They're so good. I mean, I'm not a churros fan, but literally, like, there's a whole group of people that are obsessed with Nomads for that reason.
Hold on, when Emily comes back for a snack episode, no churros. Okay. Cool.
Oh my gosh. Who was I talking? Was it on this show? Somebody called hot dog or a churro like just a chew toy for people or something like that. Like, I don't know if it was on this show or somewhere else, but I heard that and I was like, oh, I can't unhear that now. And so anytime I look at a churro, yeah, it's kind of been on the show. I don't know. Regardless, round 3, and you start with a heavy hitter in Nomad Lounge. So I'm going to go with a heavy hitter of my own that I know you have not been to. And it is going to be at a resort. And this is by far, I think, my favorite setting for a bar, despite the fact that the bar is completely outdoors, despite the fact that it is right on Bay Lake and it is hotter than scum. I've got to go to Geyser Point over at the Wilderness Lodge. They built that bar and it's so beautiful. The drinks are delicious. I mean, it's a drink you can get probably everywhere else. I haven't necessarily had any super specialty drinks there, but that bar, with how they built it with the outdoor seating and everything, it's beautiful. Emily, it's my favorite place.
Yeah, and they have awesome food there as well. They have, oh my gosh, what are they, like burnt and brisket, and they give you a little chippies. Oh, fire, so good.
So good. I love the place.
You can see the fireworks too, right there. You just sit right out there. They have a lot of great seating. You can watch the fireworks.
In a world where they seem to try to use every piece of land they can for a new building, a new part of the pool over in that corner, right? They could have easily pushed. They reserved that little area, and it is just far enough away from the pool that the pool's not a distraction. It's far enough away from anything where you're actually in this little zone, even though you're outside and there's 1,000 bugs that are just shooting at your legs. But Erik, it's a great spot, and I know it's got to be on your list of places to try because I've talked about it to you so many times.
Well, not now, because apparently my bug off budget has to go up. I might go pick up a beverage and then go run back to my room or something. Thank goodness. No, great. But you know, I know we're talking about drinks and everything, but burnt ends from anything, I am there.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. So good.
Their bison burger is also highly loved. I would rather just go eat up at Whispering Canyon Cafe. So and my wife will even get the the bison burger there. So we've never actually gone and gotten the bison burger at Geyser Point because I'm already like stuffed to the brim because of Whispering Canyons. But I've heard the food is amazing there. I've never gotten food there because I'm dying already and I have barbecue sauce coming out of every pore. But the drinks and the setting, it goes above and beyond. It's my favorite bar in Walt Disney World.
It's on my list. It'll be number 2 behind. Well, your last 2 picks really.
There we
go. Yeah, gonna be my top 2. All right, I'm going back side here for round 4. This is one of my favorite places to grab a beverage before noon. I don't know that I should have revealed that on this episode, but
no
I did
judgment. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. And actually, if my math, it's almost 5:30 in the place of where this pavilion is based off of. So let's go to Epcot again. And it's my first stop every time I go to Epcot, or at least when I hit, the World Showcase. Rosencrown. I'm going to Rosencrown to get me a black and tan, because that's what I like, but get whatever beer you like. And some fish and chips at, 11 a.m. It's wonderful.
Oh, it's delicious. Rosencrown. I've never actually been past the bar in Rosencrown. I've never sat past, but I've walked into that bar probably way too many times for healthy count. But Rosencrown, a great spot. Emily, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a beer drinker, but I've been in there way too many times. And it's just always fun, great environment. Do some fun shots at the bar if you decide to go down that route.
Yep.
And yeah, just really cool. It definitely feels like you're going to a pub for sure.
Yes, it feels very much like that. Now, Emily, you'll have to disclose which way you go. I'm a start in Mexico guy, but Eric's a start in Canada guy. And so that's why it's his first stop. By the time I'm at Rosencrown, I don't even remember where I am. So that's just my personal problem. But which way do you start in World Showcase? Or are you one of those sneaky people who comes in off the Skyliner and starts somewhere else?
No, usually we stay at we'll stay at Boardwalk or Beach Club or one of those spots, and we'll walk in. So typically, we're gonna go towards France. But if we had to start somewhere, Canada, or Mexico, definitely Mexico. I mean, come on.
The only way to do it, Eric.
No, it's the wrong way to do it. And you know why it's the wrong way to do it. I've told you it several times. And actually, you disclosed why it's the wrong way to go just a few moments ago when you said, by the time I get to England, I don't know where I am. I don't want that when I get to Mexico or when I get to England and go through everything. I'm ending the day on tequila. I'm not starting the day on tequila.
Yeah, but does anybody care about the alcohol in Canada at the end of the day? No. So you Canada can be a good finish spot.
There's nothing good there. There's nothing good there.
I mean, the restaurant's nice, but the show is okay. And
yeah, I want to be coherent. Okay. I want to be coherent when I'm at Le Cellier.
Oh,
that's the thing.
That's fair. Well, if you're starting at noon or before noon and going that way, yikes. Anyway, regardless, a good pick. I like Rosencrown. I'm going to go to another resort pick. I'm pretty sure Eric hasn't been here, but I'm going to go here. And the fact that Emily said she's not a very big beer person kind of worries me, but there's great food and they have some great cocktails there too. I got to go to Big River Grill and Brewing Works on the boardwalk. I think it's such a different place. She's shaking her head. I've already lost the draft.
God.
It's fine. You don't like it? You don't like it? Because I haven't been. Because I haven't been.
You go to Disney. It's like you go to Disney and then you go to like Applebee's. Like, come on, you're like at Disney. Go to somewhere creative.
Applebee's. Oh my!
I'm not saying anything bad about Applebee's.
Oh my god!
They don't sponsor here. You're fine.
Well, cards on the table. I had to take another resort pick, and I don't know many other bars that I've been to. I mean, I've been to restaurants, but it feels just odd just saying, oh, well, at Yachtsman, I get a beer. Like, no, like that's weird. I wanted to go to a bar, so I had to do that, but I actually liked it. I can't believe it's being compared to Applebee's, but Eric, don't put that on your list when you go, apparently.
Nope,
unless
already
you
deleted
like,
it.
unless you like Applebee's. So
Already deleted it. And of course, Boardwalk and I have an ongoing feud. So, ESPN Club is gone.
What's this ongoing feud?
ESPN Club was removed.
Oh, I
So
know. That's so sad.
that's my jam.
I really liked it there. But I mean, I can't believe you're on the boardwalk and you didn't pick Abracadabra.
so here's the thing. I haven't been there. So I can't
Oh
take
my
it.
gosh.
I
That's it. It's
know.
settled. You guys, we gotta go out because I have to teach you the ways.
Down again. We are handicapping ourselves by not going to all these places when we walk by them. But
Abracadabra is so fun. It's like magic themed, and they have these different magic tricks that go on like as
Okay.
you're sitting there.
I'm on my way.
So amazing. There's even one drink that is magical. They like put a potion in and then stir it, and it whoop, turns a different color.
See, I know. I want to go to Abracadabra too. I know.
We have a fizzy machine at Lamplight.
I've heard good things.
Oh, but it's no Abracadabra, and apparently, Big River is just Applebee's, and I didn't expect to hear that today, but that's fine. Whatever. What round is this, Eric?
We're in the final round, and I'm at an interesting point in my life here because I almost feel like I'm just going to bypass my last pick just so I don't ruin anything here.
Yeah, I hope you do.
But I have to take a fifth one, and I think, Christian, you already know what it's going to be because it's a place you've not been to, and it's the last eligible place I can take that I could remember off the top of my head. Oh, I was going through like every single location on the entire property, and there might have been a couple places that I forgot I went to, which means I probably should have taken them because it got the job done. This place has recently been redesigned, and it actually kind of fits the theme of what I was just talking about with the ESPN Club. Look, you want to go watch a ball game and just take a break and go get a drink? Head on over to Coronado Springs and go to Rick's Sports Bar and Grill. Now the drinks there, and again, remember, now I want everybody to remember that before we started this, I said I had a strategy to everything I picked. And so far, the only one I could not get, Christian took, and Emily wasn't a fan. So that's good. Now, after I take Rick's here, and then Christian, I'm going to let you take your last pick. I'm going to explain why I took the 5 places that I did. There is a reason for the whole batch.
I cannot wait to hear all of these reasons. I'm honestly so interested because I made my own list of places I would pick, and we're on different pages.
We haven't even touched them. Well, we will ask for that list at the end of this. We will ask what we missed. I have never been to Rick's. Emily, what do you think of Rick's?
Okay. So I've been to Rick's a number of times. I love Coronado. If anyone is ever on the fence about Coronado, stay there, stay in the tower. It's awesome. It's like you're staying deluxe, but it's not deluxe prices at all. The Rick's is like you're back in college and you're going to like a bar and you drink way too much, have nachos, but it's like the best night ever. It's so fun. But you definitely have probably a headache the next day, but it's like worth it.
That's fair. Eric, how do you feel after that review?
Hey, look, I can say this now because the place doesn't exist, but I spent 9 years of my Disney career at ESPN Zone in Anaheim. And it is still the best and most favorite job I've ever had in my life, and I miss it every day. So that review is spot on. And the reason I took it is because it's so wildly different than the other 4 on my list. But again, I'll get to my reasons in a bit. We'll go ahead and let you go ahead and pick your last one there, boy.
Yeah. So I'm between 2 here. One's in a theme park and one's at Disney Springs. So I don't have another resort pick. And Emily's like, wow, you should. And I know because there's probably better ones at the resorts, but I don't know if I've necessarily drank at all the resorts. So I can't, with good honesty, besides beaches and cream, but that's not I don't put that on this list. So that's the only other resort spot I immediately know that I could take. So I've got 2 here, and I am going to go to the Disney Springs option because it is different. You know, back in the days when it was illegal to drink alcohol, moonshine was on the list. and I've got to go to Chef Art Smith's and get some delicious moonshine. They sell those things where you can like get a refill for $12 or whatever it is. It's a steal. I'm sure they're somehow scamming you anyway, but it's delicious. I'm going to Chef Art Smith's. We'll talk about the theme park pick that I went over this with, but Chef Art Smith's, Emily, is one of my favorite spots. I know Eric likes it for the food, but when it comes to alcohol, Chef Art Smith's, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, and it's abuse if you actually don't get that big thing, because it's just worth it. You need to
do your wallet a favor.
Yeah, exactly.
This
is a fiscally responsible podcast, by the way. That's why we bring it up.
Yeah.
By the way, drink responsibly. That should have been at the beginning of this, and it should be at the end, and it should probably be everywhere in the middle too. But Eric, you've been to Chef Art Smith's. Have you ever delved into the alcohol game there?
I've not.
Oh,
I went there once. I went there. It was fiscally responsible. I went there once. We got off the plane, went straight there. So I don't fly well, so I was already in a mood. So I didn't want to make it worse. But the fun,
kind of one of those big sippers.
Yeah, but the funny thing is I had originally put it on my list and was like, I've been there, but I didn't have a beverage, so I took it off because I have integrity, Christian. That's why.
Well, at least one of us.
Oh, I didn't pick it.
Anyway, Emily, this has been our draft. It's been an odd draft, and apparently we left a bunch on the table. So before we get to Eric's big scenario of why he did what he did, give us a couple of the spots that we missed that should be on this list.
Okay, first, as we were progressing, it didn't surprise me that it wasn't on the list, but because you had to go there, right? And this is kind of like a secret bar area that not everybody knows about. So the next time you go to Disney, you really got to go there. It's right next to Restaurantosaurus Lounge, or Restaurantosaurus. It's called Restaurantosaurus Lounge. And it's just this little side area, and go in, and there's a bar. And one of the bartenders, Jimmy, he is famous for his little fruit ears that he puts on the cups. And it's just a really fun little spot to go.
I'm adding that to my list. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes,
and the drinks are good. The company is great. So definitely a favorite over there at Animal Kingdom. But Nomads, if I had to pick, I'd go with Nomads because it is really food, everything delicious. Another thing that I was surprised that we didn't chat about was Trader Sam's at the Polynesian.
Okay.
Here's why. Have you guys not been there?
Yeah, here's why. We have a better one in California.
Yeah.
So we don't...
Okay. Fair. It's
Look,
fun there.
We don't have many things, in my opinion, comparable to Disney World that are better here. We have some things. Trader Sam's is one of those few things.
So do you feel that way about Oga's as well?
So here's why we haven't been to the Oga's there.
I haven't been to Oga's there. I haven't been since Galaxy's Edge opened out there, but from what I understand, everything is a carbon copy of what is here. So
Oga's is a great themed area. I don't know. I don't like fuzzy drinks. I don't like fuzzy.
No?
Nope, nah, it's not my thing.
You don't like stormtroopers busting in on your time at your table?
I mean, that's pretty cool.
I do. I love Oga's.
They pass me up. They don't care about me. They care about all the other cool people.
They're doing to-goes now at Oga's at Hollywood Studios. Yeah, which I think is a game changer because that's one of the hardest reservations to get.
And that will never happen at the Disneyland Resort unless major changes happen.
I mean, never say never. They're doing alcoholic drinks at Magic Kingdom now. So
whenever they traditionally, or at least in recent history, whenever they pilot something in Disney World, it comes out here to the West Coast. So I'd keep an eye on that.
That's true.
I don't know anything or have any inside information. I'm just saying traditionally that's usually an indicator.
Well, yeah, but at Disneyland we're not allowed to walk around with alcohol yet. They've got to get there first. I don't know.
Right.
I feel like Oga's at Hollywood Studios is a lot easier to walk around with a drink than Disneyland with.
Well, yeah, because they sell it everywhere else.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's where I'm we'll see.
We'll get there.
I know.
Trust me. Money talks,
they
man.
do like baby steps just to kind of see what happens. So, you know, they have put alcoholic options, you know, cocktails on Magic Kingdom's menus. And like they're just testing the waters just to see how mad people get. But I was going to mention Skipper Canteen because that it's not a bar, but it's a restaurant with cocktails now, and it's phenomenal. Head to toe, you got to go there.
Sore subject for me.
Why, you don't like it?
No, I had reservations, and then the hurricane blew through, so I didn't get to go. It was that day too. We were all excited. I'm like, I'm going to get to go to Jungle Skipper Camp, and then Irma had other ideas.
Sorry, buddy.
Learning. We need to plan a trip. We need to go on a little, you know, just for research. Go to some places, some new places.
For research reasons, not
Christian,
exactly.
Christian for research.
Yes, you have to research.
It's an inside joke on our other line of business, but
for
research, we say that all the time.
Yes. Oh, so many places that we need to go, Eric, that we have not been to or just are not smart enough to have taken on this list. But you had a strategy in all of this. What was your strategy before we get to Emily giving us the official ruling and everything?
Yeah.
What was your strategy?
Can I just say, and this is no disrespect to anybody else we've ever had on the show, but this is my most favorite conversation we've ever had on this podcast.
I feel like he's just sucking up to me now so that, you know, I ignore all the terrible choices that he had made.
We'll see. His girlfriend's been on this show. So the fact that he said
she was the one who did the drinks episode before.
Oh boy.
This is going to be hot water.
That conversation was also wonderful. And maybe one day we'll talk about the logistics of how we made that happen. Because we were in the same house and we only really have one set of equipment. But no, I mean, as far as all around, like just kind of loose and, you know, talking about places that you and I definitely need to go to and us being dragged through the coals. This has been one of my favorite conversations we've ever had. All right, here's the deal. Okay, let me run down my picks to remind everybody who's listening. So I had Raglan Road at Disney Springs, the Tambu Lounge at the Polynesian, Nomad Lounge at Animal Kingdom, Rose and Crown Pub at Epcot, and the Rick's Sports Bar and Grill at Coronado. And the reason I had those 5 with La Cantina as an alternate is because all of them are wildly different. Save for Raglan Road and Rose and Crown. Rose and Crown was my backup just in case Christian took one, so I went with it. But I mean, they don't have the entertainment options at Rose and Crown that they do at Raglan Road, right? But with each one of these, there's something for everybody, and you can have you can go to all 5 of these places, in my opinion, in the same day, and make every experience feel like a different day. So it's almost like you're experiencing a lifetime within like one day, because you can start your day by getting a beer at Rose and Crown and then getting the fish and chips right next door, because the quick service is easier to get through too. Then as your day kind of moves on, you can jump over to Animal Kingdom at a certain point and go kind of relax in the middle of the day, and it's really hot over there, as we all know. And then from there, you can go and get ready for dinner at Ohana at the Tambu Lounge, right? You can get your drink there right before you go in and have dinner. After that, assuming the dinner's a little bit earlier in the day, you can go grab the ball game, go watch the ball game at Coronado, right? And get all rowdy and do whatever. And then you head over to Disney Springs, and for the nightcap, you can go enjoy the entertainment over there and have your drink, and then stumble back to a bus and get back to your hotel room. So that's the thought process between why I took those 5 places.
That sounds completely doable. I feel like that should be your itinerary, for when you come back, because it's all different places.
Well,
so that is why I chose those 5 places.
Good strategy.
I thought that's a terrible idea. So here's my thing.
I'm sure you do.
I wake up at Wilderness Lodge and I'm already drinking over at Geyser Point, and I'm not going to go through the whole list, but
oh yeah, I should probably remind everybody of your picks.
Yeah, what did I pick, Eric?
Okay,
so that she can pick her head at every single pick.
Christian went La Cantina de San Angel at Epcot, Jock Lindsay's Bar at Disney Springs, Geyser Point at Wilderness Lodge. Then you went with Big River Grill, which was just her reaction to that was priceless. And then you went Homecoming at Disney Springs, which, to be honest with you, is my favorite of the picks that you made. I even like it more than La Cantina, even though I didn't drink at Homecoming. But that fried chicken, my goodness. Save that for another episode, my friend. So there are your two groups of five, as it were. Emily, we need your decision. This is a big one. Who won today's episode of Drafting the Magic?
I mean, I think that the winner's pretty clear here, and it's not Christian. So,
yeah. I came into this saying that I might quit if I don't win this episode, and now
oh my God, is this your last day? Are you submitting
Nope.
your letter of resignation right now?
I don't accept it.
It could be. I think La Cantina is a little better, but I'll let you bag on Big River, fine, whatever. But I can't believe I lost this episode. But Emily, both okay. I was gonna say both good lists, but apparently not. But just of the ones we've chosen, what are your favorites?
I think for me, out of all of those options, I would probably go with Tambu Lounge. For a couple of reasons. And, we were joking about being cost effective, but did you know that you can get some Ohana food at Tambu Lounge in little portions, and then you can have the drinks, and then you don't have to spend all that money at Ohana?
Oh, true. I was on the dining plan. So.
Back when it existed.
I mean, that's also a good idea. But
hey, I have a countdown on my phone. I don't, but I have a countdown on my phone that tells me when the dining plan is returning. So maybe then I will I'll get back on the train and get out there.
I think a lot of people will be more willing to go to those places when the dining plan comes back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have, to be honest.
Right. I mean, it's expensive, but you can get those, the pot stickers and the noodles, a little side cart of them.
Oh, yeah. Sounds delicious.
Yeah. In other news, you can catch this podcast on CNBC. So we can go back over the stock prices and how it is to be fiscally responsible.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel devastated that my Geyser Point and Jock Lindsay's and
they weren't all terrible choices. They were not. It's gonna be okay.
This is not okay. This is not gonna be okay.
Next time you're out this way.
I'm just gonna hang out here and listen to you guys.
Yeah, whatever, Eric. Whatever.
Is that 3 in a row?
That's 3 in a row for you.
Yeah, buddy. And this is episode 31, correct?
Yep.
Wow, congratulations. That's exciting.
I am now up 16-15.
Yep.
And look, it is completely by happenstance that we are that close after 31 episodes. Like, this isn't rigged or anything. It's
well, yeah, seeing that it started what the first season was 12-8 and or something like that, and then you've gone on this tremendous run of 6 in a row. I got 2, and then you're like, nope, I'm gonna go back to winning again. Regardless, I'm going to be in shambles over this one. But Emily, thank you so much for being our guest judge. Even though you didn't pick me.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Tell the people where they can find you and how might they be able to learn some more about Disney through you.
Sure. Well, you can follow me over at We Do Disney Right on Instagram. I post a lot of tips and tricks about Disney, and then, me making calzones, because why not? It's fun. Oh, and bird watching. Lots of bird watching. So yeah, lots of Disney and other things.
Come for the Disney, stay for the calzones and the bird watching.
So good.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope we can have you back sometime. Maybe after Eric and I learn a couple new things about Walt Disney World.
I'm already drafting a list of places for you guys to go. I'm writing notes, so we're gonna be good.
Adult beverage locations part 2 coming to you.
Can't
probably
wait.
sometime in 2025, knowing the way I get out there. Emily, thanks for being here. I appreciate the dub, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. She was great. Here's a funny thing. Now, normally when we win, right, one of us starts yelling or whatever, and I didn't. And here's the reason why. Because I haven't been to most of the places that you selected. So I was like, oh, okay.
I can't believe it.
Right, and they're on my list to go. But I took the rubber match. I am back on top by 1, and you are back on your redemption tour.
Man, I'll tell you, La Cava was in my mind, and I was like, do I go with the but to me, almost La Cava is kind of like that hidden gem almost versus the obvious like thoroughfare that is the cantina outside. So that's kind of where I went. I don't know. The other one that I was thinking about,
but I think you and I had the same mindset on that. That's why it was originally
Mhm.
on my list, was because it's on the water
Yeah.
and because you can see a show with your beverage, whereas La Cava is a little secluded and it's,
and you can walk up, grab it, and go too. Like,
right.
La Cava, you're
Right.
you're invested in the area a little bit.
The drinks are better there. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
the
no,
other one is
1000%.
basically quick service.
Yep.
But I mean, location wise, I think that's you and I were on the same page.
The other one I
Yeah.
was thinking about was Thirsty River Bar over in Animal Kingdom by Expedition Everest.
Mhm.
I remember absolutely chugging a drink from there when we went over to see the Nemo show and were told we weren't allowed to have alcohol inside the theater, and then being rewarded for my venture by the cast member who was impressed at how quick I could drink that drink. So, but that was another one of mine. This was a good draft, and again, good spots. And again, Eric, a episode where we learned a few things about our next trips that we need to touch.
When is it that people are going to catch on that we're just using this to build our own vacations? You think they're ever going to figure that out? Should I have not said that out loud?
Nah, probably not, but it's fine.
No, all right. No, I think the competitiveness between you and I is what drives this.
It's true, and our friends love to see us win or lose. So
I think the unintended consequence of all this is we're finding out all these places we have to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, bear in mind, we know these places exist. We just haven't been there yet to a lot of them. So getting the finer details from our guests, I think is what's been a nice benefit to all this.
Sure. And it's been a nice benefit to have those conversations, not a nice benefit to get kicked in the teeth like I am this season so far. But maybe the next episode I'll be able to turn things around. I'm not sure if it's our next episode or not, but I know we're working on a topic like we've never done before coming up. Might have to do with something you can see outside of a Disney park, outside of Disney property.
Oh boy.
As long as you have, I don't know, a movie player of sorts.
Oh,
we'll see.
Boy.
We'll see.
Oh, he said a movie player. Oh, those old-fashioned movie players from the 1920s, eh?
Well, if you've got one, you might enjoy this next coming episode. Whether it's next episode or not, it's going to be a good one.
Oh, it's on the slate. Here it comes.